Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I will be going over the Platinum Trophy requirements for Jumanji Wild Adventures, which is published by Outright Games. I didn't realise that this Platinum is still sitting at 0.1% rarity at the time of recording, so I thought I'd put this guide together to try and help you in your journey to the Platinum. I think I know the reason and the potential trophies stopping people going for the Platinum Trophy. I'll cover that further into this guide.
It looks pretty spooky, guys.
The first thing you're going to want to do after loading up the game is to select your difficulty. I would personally choose easy or normal and jump straight in. I would not advise going straight in on hard mode, as you will need to complete at least 2 partial runs after your main playthrough, so you can complete the hard mode run when you're familiar with all of the levels. During this run, you should be thinking about picking up all of the collectibles. There are 7 per level, excluding the boss fights, and the collectibles in this game are the letters spelling out Jumanji.
Here. This is probably one of those jungle temples with poison darts and spears.
You should also aim to achieve all side objectives during this run. They're not too difficult, but it may be easier to collect the Jumanji letters first, and then instantly replay the level back to focus on the side objectives. These usually include tasks such as destroying all the statues or complete the level within a certain time limit. I have created walkthroughs for each level, which include all of the collectibles and side objectives, and I have linked these in at the end of the video, so please feel free to check these out if you're going for the Platinum, as this will save you some time in the long run. And with some of the letters and statues hidden in secret areas, you can save time instead of needing to look for them yourself. On 1 or 2 of the levels, it is impossible to collect all the letters in one run, but I have made sure to label these in the videos, and I've shown the different paths you need to take on each run in order to get all of the collectibles. When using the guides, I would suggest using the character I use on each level, as some of the levels have character specific abilities to reach all the collectibles or to complete certain challenges. You cannot just play as one character throughout the game, but if you play 2 or more players this isn't such an issue.
You guys, I think there's a temple near here.
I prefer to play as Shally for 2 reasons. The first is obvious, it is Jack Black, and the second reason is that he has a far-reaching dodge move that helps speed through the levels. This will be a massive time saver when it's time to get those last few trophies. Personally, I found Mouse the least effective character, as his attacks don't have a lot of range and he has a small jump, so on harder difficulties I just got wiped out when I was playing as him. I think he only has 1 specific level his skills are required for, whereas the others are quite evenly spread throughout the game. As you play through the game, I would suggest completing each biome 100% to unlock all of the trophies linked to this. I will link in the video guide for uncovering the secret area at the end of this video, as there are 3 levels hidden here which are not needed to reach the final boss, but you will need to complete them if you're going for the Platinum. These can be accessed at different times throughout your playthrough. Another 2 trophies to consider during this run are the ones for having 10,000 and 30,000 coins on you. This didn't take too long to gather, as I started collecting them from the beginning whilst capturing this footage. As soon as I unlocked the trophy for the 30,000 coins, I went straight to Nigel's shop to spend it all on weapon upgrades. You will naturally gather enough coins in this run to unlock all of the upgrades for each of the characters. Once you complete your first run and have an idea of the quickest route through each of the levels, I would start a hard mode run and use Shally to dodge dash your way through the levels. Hopefully, if the RNG gods are in a good mood, you will find a different boss holding the gem than on your first playthrough, and this will unlock the 2 trophies linked to that boss as well. You should now look at completing the miscellaneous trophies, which I won't go over in full here, as I have individual guides for these in the Jumanji playlist. If you have been following this guide and mopped up all of the miscellaneous trophies, you should technically only have 2 trophies left, which will be to find and beat either the Captain, Smuggler or the Mad Shaman when they are holding the gem. Every time you start a new game, one of the 3 bosses will be randomly chosen to hold the gem you're hunting. I have experimented to see if the bosses, gem and difficulty are linked in any way, but it always came back as different results, so I'm going to say this is potentially RNG. In all of my tests on this, the Captain held the gem most of the time, the Smuggler was averaging about 1 out of 3 times, and the Shaman only once, and that was after more than 10 attempts at this. I think this may be the main block to people obtaining the Platinum, but I can promise you it is achievable, but it just took a lot of retries. My last 2 trophies were to find and beat the Mad Shaman when he had the gem, so for the purposes of this guide I will refer to the Shaman, but if you are missing the Smuggler or the Captain, then just follow the same method, but make sure you go to the Smuggler or Pirate levels instead. The quickest method I found was to speedrun the first levels as Shelly using the dodge dash and make your way to the Tiger boss. Once the Tiger is defeated, you will unlock the hub area of the game, which acts as a crossroad and contains the upgrade shop. Depending on which boss trophies you are still after will determine where you need to go now. So from the hub, you'll need to go south if you're after the Captain, north if you're after the Smuggler, or east if you're after the Mad Shaman. Speedrun the levels using Shelly's dodge dash until you get to the boss. Once you get to the boss and defeat them, there will be a cutscene which will reveal if he has the gem or not. If he doesn't have the gem, then you won't need to go any further, as one of the other bosses will have the gem, and this has now locked you out of the trophy you're after. Unfortunately, you will need to go back to the menu and restart the game from the beginning.
Looks like we're not out of the mud yet.
Keep on repeating this process until you're able to beat the boss whilst he has the gem. As I said at the start of the video, I must have done this between 10 and 15 times before I was successful, not counting the footage you see here, as I did a separate playthrough just for this guide, and as you can see, the Mad Shaman still has not got the gem for me, so I do think that this boss has the lowest chance of holding it, but please let me know if you found it to be any different. If he does have the gem, you've nearly done it! You do not need to worry about completing the other levels linked to the other 2 bosses, or any of the secret levels. Just go straight for the swamp and the lava biomes up to the end game. I would highly recommend all of these runs be completed on easy, as you have unlimited lives, and without this you may find it difficult to beat the boss on the last level, and all of your hard work may have been for nothing. As soon as you beat him and the cutscene plays, you'll get your very well earned 0.1% platinum. As I said before, this took me a lot of attempts, and I may just have been incredibly unlucky, but from speaking to people on YouTube about this, I don't think I'm the only one, and this would explain why the platinum is still only a 0.1%. Thank you for watching my trophy guide, and I hope it's been useful. Please consider subscribing to my channel, as a lot of work goes into making these guides and walkthroughs, and each sub is genuinely appreciated on my journey to 1k subscribers. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments, and I will do my best to answer. As always, a big thank you for watching. See you next time.
You can't win, old man.